Welcome to Creamer Media's Resources Watch, a weekly video roundup of the events and people making and shaping the news in the mining industry. This week, Implats allays fears that Russia-Ukraine conflict may impact PGM supply. ESG slowing down as energy transition highlights mining as indispensable. And decarbonisation creating greatest investment opportunity of our lifetime. Given the prominence of Russia as a platinum group metals producer, there are fears that the conflict may potentially have an impact on global PGM supply.
The invasion of Ukraine by Russia has had a material impact on the global economy, and probably will evolve as the situation is unfolding. And it is potentially, given the prominence of Russia as a PGM producer, there are fears that it may have an impact on the global PGM supply. It's important to take note that Russia produces 2.7 million ounces of palladium, which accounts for 38% of global supply, but only 10% of platinum, and then only 8% of iridium and 4% of ruthenium. In addition to that, we have not seen sanctions imposed on the purchase of energy such as gas or raw materials. So no restrictions, no sanctions has been placed on PGMs. And to the extent that they do, it's also important to note that China's consumption exceeds the total volume of PGMs produced by Russia.
There's a constant tension between society's need for the products of mining and the harmful impacts that mining can and does cause.
While the better performing companies are slowing their momentum towards responsible mining practices, do they feel that they are doing okay compared to their peers? That this is good enough? Are the leaders displaying ESG fatigue or not being meaningfully challenged by investors and regulators? So one wonders. Looking at the vertical space, the open space above the bars, it's clear that there's still a long way to go to reach the expectations of society on responsible mining.
The decarbonising of the global economy to prevent climate change is going to create the greatest investment opportunity of our lifetime.
Larry Fink, in his letter, which you can read on the internet, he said, "I believe the decarbonising of the global economy is going to create the greatest investment opportunity of our lifetime. It will also leave behind the companies that don't adapt, regardless of what industry they are in." And I think Larry Fink is spot on. Last year, I presented building a green metals business. Today, what we wanted to share with you in more detail was our road to carbon neutrality. We've made good progress since we made the commitments earlier last year to get to carbon neutrality by 2040. We certainly do believe we can do that much earlier, building a green metals portfolio, and that's based on building a climate change resilient business.
For mining news as it breaks, stay logged on to miningweekly.com and register for our free daily newsletter.